So this is a video that is going to help you learn how to calculate variance and standard deviation for A-level psychology. So here's the formula for variance with the symbol for variance here, and just a reminder that you work out the brackets first within a formula. So we're going to do a worked example here. So here's the results of an experiment, and we're going to calculate variance to two significant figures. This is something that you could be asked to do within the exam, and you could be asked to present it to two significant figures. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to calculate the mean in order to carry out variance, to carry out the formula, and work out variance. So to calculate the mean, we are going to take all the scores from our participants, add them up, and divide them by the number of scores that we have. So we get 120 when we add them all together. We've got 6 participants, so we divide them by 6, and we get 20. So our mean is 20. The next step, we need to construct a calculation table. So the calculation table will look like this. You've got 3 columns. The first column lists the scores from the participants. The second is the mean taken away from each score, and the third is the result of this middle column squared. So we need to calculate the difference between each score and the mean for step 3. As you can see, that's what we've got here within this column here. So for example, if you take a look at the first one, we've got the score of 12, take away the mean of 20, and we get -8. It's absolutely fine to be getting minus numbers, and you need to put these in because later on it will rectify itself in this column over here. So step 4, we're going to square each of these differences, and that's what we get in this column here. And like I said, so -8 times -8 equals +64, because a negative times a negative will equal a positive number. So once we've done that, we move on to step 5, add together the column of differences. So we take this column of differences, add them all together, and we get 338. So within the formula, we now know that the sum of all the differences squared is 338. We now have all the data that we need to be able to put into the formula to be able to calculate variance. So let's do that. So here's the formula again. We know that here we can replace it with 338, and we know here that the number of scores that we had was 6. So we can take away 1, get 5. 338 divided by 5 is 67.6. So this is our variance. However, remember, we said that we're going to present it to two significant figures. So these are two significant figures, but we need to look at this one here to see whether we're rounding up or not. And we get 68. So, to calculate standard deviation, you follow all the same steps as variance. You just square root the answer. So you can see that here that the formula is the same apart from the square root. So we take 68, square root of 68. Again, a very long number, so let's present it to two significant figures. So that's 8.2 because we've got 4 after the 2. That is how you calculate standard deviation, and prior to that we worked out how to calculate variance.